Hello everyone, welcome back. 8th of April today. Hope you've subscribed and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. Just saying that at the beginning so you remember. Subscribe. Anyway, as of right now recording the video, 1.4 million cases of the coronavirus. 1,434,235 cases as of recording right now, and 82,143 deaths as of recording right now, but I know that number will change. It's just going up and up. And I've been thinking lately, you know, as long as there is one person in the world with this virus, pretty much this thing's not going to go away. Because even if, for example, wherever you are in the world, even if your country manages to get this thing under control, so there are no new cases, 0 new cases, right? No one has it in your country, nobody. But let's say, for example, this thing is still going crazy in another country. Who's to say that that country won't just become the new Wuhan, and it will just start from there again and go everywhere else around the world once more? So how long are we going to be on lockdown? Before the vaccination? That's it? We're going to just all be on lockdown until there's a vaccination? It's a little bit scary, isn't it? So that's something you really need to think about. We're on lockdown right now. I mean, China's kind of loosened its lockdown a little bit, but we are on kind of a semi-part-time weird situation of lockdown, but not lockdown. We're free to go, but there's nowhere open. People aren't working, but they are working from home, and it's all a little bit crazy. So how long are we going to stay like this? How long can China close the borders to everyone, to the world, like just lock it down? How long can your country lock down the borders from everywhere? Like, how long can this go on? Because literally, as long as there is one country on Earth that hasn't controlled this, that hasn't got it under control, as long as there's one place in the world that's still raging with coronavirus, the whole planet's gonna still be on lockdown. Because we know how it spreads. People leave one place, pass it on to 10 people. They go to somewhere else, pass it on to another few people. Then someone travels to somewhere, someone gets on a cruise ship, someone gets on a plane, someone goes to a football match, someone goes to a concert in another country, and boom, it just happens all over again. What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do, folks? Any ideas? Let me know. Anyway, let's go to yesterday's cases. Yesterday, the USA added 33,331. Isn't that the same? Oh my god, I was just reading the USA numbers and I thought, I've seen this number before. I feel like it was yesterday, and I just checked. So yesterday's numbers, 33,331, and in yesterday's video, the numbers were 30,331. That seems a little bit... what? Are we just picking and choosing random numbers here? It just seems 30,331, and then today, 33,331. What? What are the chances? Anyway, so that's the numbers for yesterday in the USA, and 1,970 deaths. France, oh dear, France, 11,059 new cases of the coronavirus and 1,417 deaths. Spain next with 5,267 and 704 deaths. Let's go down a little bit. Italy here, 3,039. So they're coming down in the daily cases, but the deaths are still quite high. 604 deaths yesterday. The UK was slightly ahead of Italy yesterday with 3,634 new cases and 786 new confirmed deaths. That's the highest so far in the UK. And I'm just going to stick with the UK right now because there is a weird report that's come out to suggest that the UK will be Europe's hardest hit place with the coronavirus. And this is weird because I was having a conversation with my mum about a month ago, and I was saying to her, I'm sure that the UK is going to end up being worse than Italy. And at that time, it was kind of like a bit crazy to say that because, you know, the UK didn't have many cases and Italy had quite a lot of cases. So it was like, well, maybe, but I don't know why I felt that the UK would be more affected than Italy. It was mostly because of what I was hearing from back home, that people just didn't really care and it wasn't anything that people were taking seriously. So I figured that if it was in the UK undetected, then for sure it's going to be spread like crazy. And like I had friends that were still traveling around, going to Spain and Italy and stuff like that, and I figured that, oh, the UK is going to be really hard hit. And because the UK is more of a melting pot than the rest of Europe, I think the UK has a lot more people from all over the world, so they're going to bring the virus from everywhere around the world to the UK. It's not just going to be like starting in one point, it's going to be from everywhere in the UK. So that was my theory about a month ago, and now it seems that they are figuring that out slowly as well. It's been 100 days since the WHO, waste of time, waste of space WHO, had announced that there was a new virus going around. 100 days. Imagine what's changed in this 100 days. Have a think about that. How's your life been impacted in the last 100 days? So pretty much the start of the year. Crazy. Happy 2020. In yesterday's video I talked about a lot of places around the world are talking about implementing face mask rules to tell people that they should wear face masks when they go out in public. And it turns out that the WHO disagrees with that. So WHO is still saying, nah, I don't need to wear face masks. And the reason given is because face masks, what is it? Ah, here it is. Because face masks are not good enough alone, so you shouldn't wear them. And I just think that is the most ridiculous statement ever. Have a think about that. They're not good enough alone, so you shouldn't wear them. We know that they're not 100%, but every little helps, right? It's not all or nothing. It's not you need a face mask, helmet, gas tank and all this lot, or nothing. You can help yourself a little bit, right? Reduce the spread. In what other situation do you say that it's not good enough alone? How about we start saying that for air travel, seatbelts are not good enough alone, so don't bother wearing them because you need a seatbelt, a parachute, a crash cage, a fire-resistant door on each side of each chair or something like that. Like, what's the point? You can't just say that it's not good enough alone, so you're not going to use it. It can help a little, so you should use it. Something like this that's going around the world, every little helps, right? And sticking with WHO, I noticed that the WHO links are popping up all over the internet. Every time you type in coronavirus, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Google, whatever, WHO is at the top. WHO. And it's like, why? They're not giving any good advice. And I think a lot of people have stopped listening to them now. A lot of people have figured out that the WHO is just a waste of time. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's like a money funneling, fake advice organization. So I think Google, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these websites, you can start just removing the WHO links because they're not helping. And people just click them by accident. People aren't clicking them to actually, oh, let me see what WHO is saying. No one's checking the WHO. No one. Because we all know now that the advice is waste of time, slow, and just doesn't make any sense at all. So please remove these WHO links. They're having drive-through funerals in Madrid. So Madrid is one of the hardest hit areas in Spain. And that means that a lot of the deaths, unfortunately, are in Madrid or around Madrid. So in Madrid now, they're having drive-through funerals where basically the hearse is just opened up at the back. The body is obviously not, you can't see your loved one. It's just the coffin, or I'm hoping it's just coffins and no body bags, because that would be a bit weird, right? Having a funeral next to a body bag. So I'm hoping that everyone manages to get a coffin. So yeah, so basically the hearse opens up, there's a priest there, and you can say some prayers and, say your last wishes, last thoughts to your loved ones before, they're taken away to be buried. I think they're being buried in Madrid. Should they be cremated? And that's another thing, isn't it? The virus survives on surfaces for how long? Like, what about a dead body? Because a dead body is like a surface. Once your body's dead, you're just the same as another surface, right? So I'm not sure why the rest of the world, why everyone's like freaking out about cremating stuff, when technically the virus should be dead along with your body because it needs active cells to survive on. So I'm not sure what the theory is with why they were cremating so crazily in a lot of countries. Greg Mortimer cruise ship. I've said before about cruise ships, right? If you are on a cruise ship right now that has set sail since the coronavirus, which most of them have right now, if you're still on it, I can't have sympathy. I just can't. No, it's too painful. I can't have sympathy. You've watched the news. You know people are dying. You know that cruise ships are like floating petri dishes, as they've been called. You know about the Diamond Princess and all the other cruise ships. Why are you on a cruise ship in April? Okay, so this Greg Mortimer cruise ship set sail on the 15th of March. And at the moment, 60% of the passengers have tested positive for the virus, which I'm not surprised about at all. But I don't have any sympathy. Of course, it's a hard one, isn't it? I don't want people to die. And if people die, then I'll feel sad. But at the same time, do you want to take a cruise and catch the coronavirus? No. Do you want to take a cruise and maybe catch the coronavirus? Yes. And then you catch the coronavirus and then you die. And I'm supposed to feel bad in April. Why are you on a cruise ship? Why? Why are they allowed to set sail? Whatever country they're in, why do they let them go? Why do they let them leave? I just don't understand the cruise ship industry, I really don't. Jack Dorsey, the chief executive of Twitter, has decided to donate $1 billion. Is it 1 billion? Anyway, a quarter of his wealth. Yep, I didn't read wrong, he is donating $1 billion, which they say is a quarter of his wealth, but I just had a look and it says he's worth $2.9 billion, so I'm not sure, is that after he's donated $1 billion, or I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of money, and he's donating that to fight the coronavirus. So well done, congratulations, that is really good. It's a shame I don't use Twitter anymore, but yeah. Well done to Jack Dorsey, that's a great deed. He's donated a lot more than a lot of richer people, so very good. I'm not suggesting that the richer people should donate more, I'm just saying, you know, it's a great gesture. He's donated a lot in comparison to a lot of other people. And just finally, a couple things. In the UK, methadone, aka meth, is to be given out without prescription during the coronavirus crisis, which means that people can just go and get meth from the chemist without a prescription. That doesn't seem like a good idea. It will only be given to people who have previously needed it as part of a prescription in the past, or people who are currently taking it, but you know, it's a super high strength drug, and a lot of those people who are getting it as some way to stop them taking, you know, the drugs on the streets. And I feel like without doctor intervention and prescription and set doses and stuff like that, couldn't that lead to them taking overdoses or getting more than they need and maybe selling it to their friends and then going and getting some more? And I don't know, just seems a bit weird. Why that drug? And why? It just seems weird. I think they're trying to cut down people going to doctors like for stuff that they usually get. But I think drugs like that, super high strength drugs, I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about that? And finally, before I cut this video off, what have you been doing in lockdown? How's your lockdown going? I think most people watching this video will be somewhere where there's some kind of lockdown. So how is lockdown? How's lockdown life? What have you been doing to entertain yourself? I found that there isn't enough time in the day to finish watching the YouTube videos that I want to watch. And in the earlier weeks of the lockdown, I was watching movies. I was watching like 1 or 2 a day. And now I can't really find any movies that I want to watch. So I'm open to suggestions. If you have movies or videos that you think I should watch, leave them in the comments down below. Tell me the name of the video or movie or whatever it is you think I should watch in the comments down below. I'll find it on the internet. And yeah, I'm running out of stuff to watch. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, a lot, but I feel like sometimes, you know, once you click one video and then you just 4 hours later, you're like, whoa, what just happened? If I watch a movie, at least I know it's like 90 minutes or 2 hours of just, okay, and then I finish and it's over and it's great or bad or whatever. But yeah, let me know if you've got any suggestions, or if you've got any other activities that you've been doing at home, let me know. I've been trying, well, I haven't recently because I was sick, but before I was trying to do the Nike Fit stuff, like where you do press-ups and lunges and squats and all this weird stuff to try and keep fit. And what else was I doing? And that's about it, really. I haven't really been doing much interesting stuff, so if you've got any better ideas, let me know. I want to know. All right, that's all for today. I will see you tomorrow. Hope you had a good one, and don't get infected. I know, stupid advice, but just stay inside. That's what I mean. Stay inside. All right, bye.